Our first craft is going to be these cute and easy pumpkins. We're going to take some of these woodcraft cubes from Dollar Tree, and then we're going to need 6 Jenga blocks, or you can use the tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree that are really tiny if you want smaller ones. I actually got mine at Oriental Trading Company, the blocks there. I think you can also get them at Five Below. So I start out by just painting. My colors this year is a light peach and a light aqua for the fall things I'm making. And I'm going to paint the little cubes brown because they'll be the stems. And then you can see I'm just putting some glue down the side and gluing each one together. You're going to use 3 blocks per pumpkin and then 1 little cube on each. After we get that all done, we're going to take some Distress ink. I use Frayed Burlap color, and it's Distress ink by Holtz. And then I'm going to take some jute twine and just tie it around a few times for the stem. And this one I'm just going to tie in a simple knot and kind of let some of the ends go every which way they want. And on this one, I ended up wrapping it around a few times, and then I made a little bow and glued it on. So they're very simple, very quick. Be great if you helped with the glue gun. Kids could even help make them. And I'll take this time here. If you love these videos, please click the subscribe button. And if you hit the little bell, it'll notify you every time I make a new post. And after I get the bows on, these are all finished. And here's what they look like amongst my other fall decor. I'm getting quite the collection. I think I'm going to have to start decorating just so I can find homes for them all. But they'd be super cute on a tiered tray or maybe just on a little bookshelf, kind of peeking out. I hope you enjoy them. Our next DIY are these cute little no-sew pumpkins. You're going to need different pieces of fabric. Any kind of scrap fabric will do, or anything that you want to match your decor. I picked 4 different kinds of fabric and 4 different patterns and colors. You can make it fun if you want. You can do black and white. You could do the fun bright colors that are out this year. I'm doing mine pretty neutral because I have a lot of color in my other decor. And I found a pattern. I just traced one off of the internet and then copied it to the size that I wanted it and used that as a pattern. So you can make these bigger if you'd like, or maybe a little smaller. I just thought this would be a good size for a tiered tray, which is likely where I'll be using mine. So the first one I had was a piece of like suede type upholstery that my mom had given me, and it was brown corduroy on the other side, so I got some texture in them, so I was excited about that. So on these lighter weight pieces, I was able to cut 2 at the same time, so it saved me half the time cutting. And I don't need to iron it or anything because it's going to get all the wrinkles pushed out of it by the time we get the stuffing in them anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the glue gun, and you can see me kind of tracing along, and you want to do 3 sides and then leave an opening, preferably at the bottom. See how I just go around? You want to come in from the sides just enough that it looks like there's a little bit of a hem. So I'm just going to get all of these together. And then we are going to stuff these with filling. I just use batting, and any type of Fiberfill or Polyfill will work. And you're just going to kind of use your finger. If you need to use something to push up into the stem, you can use a pen or scissors. And you're just going to want to fill it so it looks like it's full but not too bulging. And you may need to re-glue a few places after you get the filling in, but it's really easy to go back and do the places that didn't last because of the stuffing. It stays fairly well once you get them made. So as you can see, I'm just stuffing up the next one, and then I'll glue it, and just repeat this for the remaining pieces. So you can see this is very simple and very few materials are needed. You will need the Fiberfill, some fabric, maybe something to make the pattern out of, some paper, and then I will be putting some little ribbons on them and bows at the end. So pretty easy to throw together and no sewing machine to mess with. Of course, if you wanted to, you always could sew them. I didn't have my machine out right now, so I just went ahead and did mine with the glue gun. I'm just trimming around a little bit where one side overlaps a little on the other side. From cutting them, they can't quite get exactly right, so I'm just trimming them up. And here's what they look like. I just put some little twine bows on. I had that one little burlap flower. I popped on the one. And that's it. You can use those anywhere in your decor where you need just a little extra something. Perfect. Our next DIY is this Hello Pumpkin sign. And I got the pumpkin shape, and it's cut out of a really thin wood. And it was at Dollar Tree. And so I also got this white and orange paint at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to mix them together to make a lighter shade of orange. It was still a little brighter than I wanted it, but I went ahead with it. So I went and took a little bit of cream that I had and kind of brushed over it lightly to mute it a bit. And then I used nutmeg from Apple Barrel acrylic paint and did some around the edges to kind of give a little bit of a distressed finish to it. And of course we had to paint the stem the nutmeg color also. I next wanted some lettering, so I needed to print it out on my Cricut Joy. And I did Hello Pumpkin and some little leaves. So I'm just going ahead and using my transfer tape to get them positioned correctly on the pumpkin shape. I do have the Cricut tools, but today I just am having a lot of problems with my back, and so I was trying to make do without having to run into the craft room. I usually don't craft in there in the summertime because it gets a little hot in that room. So I'm crafting out in the dining room today. So here you can kind of see the layout that I'm going for. I kind of wish I'd used a brown lettering. I originally had planned on painting the pumpkin the cream color and using orange lettering, but I didn't have the right color of orange vinyl. So I thought, well, I'll do the opposite. And, you know, every craft's a little bit trial and error. But we learn from our mistakes, I guess. So I liked the cream lettering, but it was kind of hard to see. So I tried to take some Distress ink by Tim Holtz, and I just put some on my finger and went around each letter to kind of give each letter a little more distinction. And it did help a little bit, kind of made it look a little more aged. So I'm kind of just stressing around the edges a little more. And then I decided to add a bow up in the corner. And I got this bow pre-made. It came in a pack of 2, and that was at Dollar Tree. Next, I took this jute from Dollar Tree, and I glued down the end with some hot glue. And then I'm just going to wrap the stem with it. And I really didn't need to put down any glue very often. About halfway through, I put a little more down, but otherwise I just wound it around. And it didn't go completely to the end, but I thought it added a lot and it looked really cute. And there we go. After I got done with that, I did go in. I was not liking how the letters disappeared with it being such a light color. So I did go in with a brown fine tip marker and go around the words. And I also went around the leaves with like a rusty color. And it helped it pop them out a little bit better. All in all, I think it works pretty well. And I like how it fits in with the rest of my fall decor. If you don't mind sticking around a minute, I have 3 crafts that I had made video for you guys, and I lost all of it, and I was just sick about it, but I thought I'd at least show you what I had made. This was an upcycle from an old Christmas decor piece, and I changed it from the Christmas wording and did pumpkin harvest on 2 sides, and the other 2 sides said autumn leaves. And I gave it a fresh coat of paint so that it would match my fall decor. I also made this wreath, and I used all Dollar Tree florals. There was a pomegranate one and a wheatgrass one. So I've got those glued down. And then the ribbon is also a burlap and lace, and it's from the Dollar Tree as well. And the last item I had were these cute little scarecrows that are just adorable. And I wish I could have shared them with you. They're made out of the pint-size paint stirrers from Menards. And they just added a little bit of character to my fall decor. Thank you so much for sticking around with me today. Have a good one.